There's a huge amount of anger and frustration.
So many people desperately wanting to be heard.
Answer that guy's question.
And nobody is listening.
It's up to us to change the rules.
There's been a long-standing strategy of get the people who are in the bottom 90% of the economic distribution to fight amongst themselves so that, they don't focus on the real problem in front of them. How do we get those folks to see their economic interests are shared? That's what we hope to do with the film. Robert Reich, who's the center of Saving Capitalism, is a professor, an intellectual, and I make videos with him, 2 to 3 minute videos that I think over the last year and a half have been viewed over 250 million times. To see that level of engagement collectively says that people feel that we are living in chaotic economic times and they're looking for some perspective on how to change it.
The old assumption has been that division is Democrat versus Republican.
Yeah, something's way off all over the country, right, left, everybody. Something's wrong.
When I started making Saving Capitalism, the front runners for the election were Jeb Bush and Hillary Clinton. What Reich's great insight was that I thought was interesting enough to pick up a camera for is that this would be the last establishment year before something anti-establishment would change the whole political economic system. When economic and political power get concentrated, you can't stick with the status quo. People get too angry, they're looking for some kind of a change, and the change that they've chosen for now is Donald Trump. If you remove Donald Trump, you just get another Donald Trump. The problem is you have to fix that system. And what we see in the film, in Saving Capitalism, is that you have 40 years of a giant redistribution of money from the middle class to the wealthy. And essentially that has political consequences as well as economic consequences. So what we try to point out in the movie is that even if you don't think you have anything in common with somebody on the other side, if you're broadly speaking frustrated with the system, we have to see that that economic system has stopped working for everybody, regardless of political persuasion, or else we won't have the sort of consensus about how to fix that system.
The old assumption has been that division is Democrat versus Republican.
Yeah, that's
But
fading.
what we're beginning to see is that it's actually anti-establishment versus establishment. It's people who don't want the big money and the crony capitalism versus the crony capitalists.
The economic system is not like the weather. It didn't just happen to you. You can fix it. You have to feel a sense of agency over this. The only way to do that is to sort of restore a kind of countervailing power across our economic and political system that requires work. If we don't see our economic system as changeable, if we don't see our political system as reformable, then people stay on the sidelines and they don't get engaged. The only way out of this is to not be cynical about fixing it, to think that we can do this, that we can actually change this. And I feel like if you understand how it happened and that people changed it for the worse, then you can understand how we can fix it.